INFJ stands for isolated, neurotic, fake jerk. And that is the best type description you're gonna find on the internet. Hi, I'm TrebleKnight, and I'm an INFP. I've already made videos roasting INFPs and ENTPs, so now I thought it was time to take on old Ponytail Beard himself. Do you think he shampoos and conditions it? Well, if he does, he better not use Head & Shoulders, because, you see, INFJs are the ultimate flakes. Using anti-dandruff shampoo on them will basically Thanos snap them out of existence. So yeah, INFJs are sentient dandruff. INFJs are people pleasers. Their self-worth is almost entirely based on what other people think of them. Not 100%, because that's ENFJs, and we're not talking about them. But like 85 to 95%. Most people would be honored if Hitler flipped them the bird. But INFJs would be devastated. Like, sure, he's a monster, who cares? But you see, INFJs don't want to be hated by anyone, and they'll do almost anything to make everybody like them. Let's tread carefully with the jokes around it. So, INFJs will often never say no. In fact, INFJs say no about as much as ESTPs say I love you. And we all know how this works out. INFJ says yes too many times and ends up saying yes to go to 2 different dates at once. And now they've got to figure out how to dance with 2 people without either of them finding out. Cue the laugh track. This makes INFJs super likely to burn out. And it doesn't help that the INFJ's social battery only charges to 20% max. So INFJs are basically scarecrows filled with TNT. Saying they're prone to burnout is like saying INTPs are prone to fact check you. They're not prone to burnout, they are on fire. So if an INFJ ever says yes, just mentally change that in your mind to no. Now, if you're a sane person, which INFJs are not, you might think, why not just say no more often? Like, if ESTP comes over and says, let's go play dodge brick with a blindfold, you say no. But INFJs hate conflict. I think this goes back to them being insufferable people pleasers. INFJs are social vegans. They don't want beef with anyone. So INFJs will go to great lengths to avoid conflict at all costs. And INFJs are really good at seeing patterns. So they can see conflicts rising from a mile away, which makes you wonder, if INFJs are so good at reading people and seeing patterns, which they are, how do they not see the burnout coming? But as INFJs get older, they do start to see it coming. INFJs love to help people, but they learn to never help people in direct ways. INFJs will just sit back and give you some advice like a giant fortune cookie. Then they'll peace out and only come back when the plot is over. INFJs are the king of self-help because they believe that you help yourself. INFJs are always happy to lend out a helping hand, except psych! It's not a real hand, it's a fake hand. INFJs aren't gonna let you touch their real hand. It's dirty. And INFJs just think the best way to help you is to set you out on your own way. They're not gonna carry you like other types. They're gonna teach you how to fish. Because they're not gonna be around forever. I mean, look at them, they're pushing 200 already. And this also works out great for them because they don't drain their social battery. It's a win-win. I hope you guys are enjoying this video, as well as the other content, because I love making it. And if you're interested in seeing more content of mine, especially behind the scenes content, then I have a bit of a secret for you. Well, it's a really bad kept secret. I have a Patreon. Every day I edit my video, I take an image that I'm working on and I post it on there, oftentimes with some text about my thoughts on the video being. You'll also get to see my videos early and even get access to some bonus content. Right now I'm planning on making an entire video series about how I make these videos. Not sure when that'll come out, but if that interests you, make sure you join my Patreon. It helps me keep on making these videos, and I think you'll like what you see. As always, the link is in the description, and I look forward to seeing. Well, INFJs are great at helping others. Helping themselves, especially in physical ways, isn't really their speciality. INFJs don't really value the physical that much. And habits, forget about it. If something requires daily activity from them, it won't get done. Look, if a plant can last more than a week in their house, that's a bloody miracle. On top of that, INFJs struggle to break down tasks into manageable steps, or really organize anything in a practical way. They're only good at organizing things in unpractical ways. This can make the smallest tasks become super overwhelming to them. Think of it like turning a molehill into Jupiter. INFJs are dreamers. They like to think of themselves as realistic daydreamers. After all, INFJs deal in facts, and they deal with feelings too, but in a balanced way. Of all of the feelers, I'd say that INFJs are probably the most logical, but even still, expectations are almost never realities. That's why people say you need to expect the unexpected, which makes absolutely no sense, but we live in clown world after all. Expectations aren't often all that bad, but the thing is, INFJs expect other people to meet their expectations. And these expectations are often usually quite big, like expecting your partner to send you more than one-word responses in text message, or expecting a doctor to show up on time. INFJs are also super sensitive. They're sensitive souls, and they're not a big fan of any form of criticism. Heck, it doesn't even have to be criticism. If you don't react with as much joy as you normally do when you try their souffle, and yes, they will know, INFJs are practically mind readers. INFJs will be miserable for weeks. They may never even cook again. INFJs internalize everything. They'll never admit it, but they're giant crybabies. Because INFJs are so sensitive, they often wear masks. This can make INFJs come across as fake, and I mean, they kind of are. The way they see it, you can be as genuine you want on the unemployment line, but INFJs just see no value in being your true self. Because what does that even mean? People change all the time. We're all products of our environment anyway. To many INFJs, there is no true self. INFJs can also be really secretive. They're like spies. They collect all of the information and intel and organize it. And like any good spy, they don't share that information with anyone. If they get bitten by a radioactive zombie, they probably aren't telling you. An INFJ's entire life could be falling apart, and they won't tell anyone. And it's mostly because INFJs don't want to be a burden. And they want to fix it themselves because INFJs are stubborn. INFJs hold a lot of secrets. Man, if you could get access to an INFJ's diary, you'd probably never be the same. A big secret that INFJs hold is that they're secretly super judgy. On the outside, they might be all live and let live, but on the inside, INFJs are live and let silently judge you. INFJs can't help it. They just see all the patterns. Though, they're never going to share any of these thoughts out loud, because they're cowards. And because they seek harmony. INFJs realize you gained weight long before you even noticed. They just didn't tell you. Now, if only INFJs could predict the stock market, then they could afford to color treat their beard when they got their extensions put in. But maybe you don't think INFJs are the worst type. Maybe you think it's INFPs. You can watch that video right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Special thanks to my patrons, and I'll catch you guys all next time.